Magnet television.
Magnet television.
Magnet television.
You're watching Magnet television because what else are you going to do?
Hello, everybody. This is Ryan Miller. This is my angle. This is my angle of. This is a strange shot. It looks like I have a hat on. Obviously, this is a very difficult question to answer for someone that loves music and has been listening to music their entire life, plays music every day. I think when I really thought about this, I tried to think of the song that was the most emotional for me, like the one that was most evocative every time I heard it. So I think I'm going to go with Tears for Fears, Everybody Wants to Rule the World. It's just one of those songs that every time I hear it, it brings me somewhere. And sometimes I start to hear it and I turn it off because I'm not ready to hear it. I need to be in a certain space to hear it because it takes all of my attention. And I don't even know if it started out that way, but there was something about that as I grew older, that song became sort of entwined with my DNA. And I also have a weird trick about that. Sometimes when you get a song stuck in your head, whenever I get a song stuck in my head, sometimes I use that song to purge the other song. I just put that song in my head, and then the song that was stuck in my head is gone, and then the Tears for Fears song is gone. So maybe that's also why it's most important. Definitely one of the greatest songs ever. Thank you for your support. I'm going to have to go with the Scorpions. I don't even know what album it was on, but it was the song Still Lovin' You, because I heard that song when I was 12, and I thought, I want to do that. I want to play guitar. I want to write songs that make me feel things like this song, Still Lovin' You by the Scorpions, is making me feel right now. And I think I got a guitar shortly after. And I took guitar lessons and I started playing a little bit started futzing around with keyboard stuff on a Apple IIe. I think that really kind of set me off in a direction where I decided I wanted to make music and not just consume music. And I ran into Klaus Meine from Scorpions in Germany once, and I went up to him and I started bugging him. I was like, "Excuse me," and he kind of brushed me off. I was like, "Hey, are you the guy from the Scorpions?" He didn't want to talk to me. I said, "Oh, I'm from America." He goes, "You're from America?" And he was really nice, so I got to meet him. Bye. I'm going to answer this in a two-parter. There's attended and participated. So attended, I'm going to say, I think one of the most visceral versions of this was Sylvan Esso at Higher Ground here in Burlington, Vermont, where I live. It was in the small room. It was pretty early after the first record came out, and there was only 100 people in the room, and it was just the two of them on stage, but everyone was dancing, and everyone was getting loose, and it just felt like it was magic. It wasn't even the room wasn't packed, but everyone was just it was almost like a Burning Man experience, which I had never really felt in a live music concert, outside of Burning Man. And I just appreciated it so much because it wasn't that there was this mass of bodies, it was just that everybody was on the same frequency. And I think the best one I participated in was a show that we did with the Omaha Symphony last year, and we just came off stage, and we'd played with the symphony a few times, but there's always a lot of power in those, but there was something about that felt like, again, we were just all on some kind of slipstream that felt otherworldly, and it was really magical. And maybe this is a plug, but we actually recorded it and we're going to release some of it as a live record. So I don't know. I don't think I can listen to it because I remember it being so awesome, and I've never listened to it. Whoops. think it's when I met Bob Dylan. We played a show with Bob Dylan and Phil Lesh, and I was standing off the side of the stage. I met the manager. He was really nice. The show went fine, and afterwards, Dylan was walking off stage, and I was standing like 100 feet away, and the manager, he stopped to talk to Phil Lesh, and I think that was one of the only times he talked to Phil on the whole tour. And then the manager, he's like gesticulated. It was like, come over here. So I went over and I was like walking up to Bob Dylan, and Bob started to walk away. And then the manager was like, said something. This is where it all gets weird. Said something to Bob like, this is Ryan. He plays in Guster, and he opened up the show. And I looked in Bob Dylan's eyes, and I looked in them, and they were like right there. Let me see. You have to look in the camera. Where's the camera? He looked into his eyes, and I saw them, and they were amazing. And I shook his hand, and I have no idea what I said. I think it was like really bumbly, like, your music is important to me, or just something so stupid. But I remember he kind of gave me this smirk, and he like saw me. He wasn't trying to rush me off. So it was like kind of transcendent and beautiful, but also embarrassing. Like, I wish I had said something else, but I don't even remember what I said. I was so nervous. I wish I could do it over. Sorry, Bob Dylan.
Cine.